Hi everyone, it's Paddy here from arithmetichub.com, thanking you for choosing this video, but reminding you that whilst this is one method to solve questions like this, it's not the only method. With that being said, let's explore this concept a little bit further. Hi everyone, so today we're having a look at how to answer questions to do with money in our calculations, okay? So 523 pence is the same as what in pounds? £1.86 is the same as what in pence? And £0.67 is the same as what in pence? So, when we are answering these types of questions, we need to be able to convert between pence and pounds, okay? So the way we convert pence to pounds is we divide the amount of pence by 100. The way we convert pounds to pence is we multiply the amount of pounds by 100 and then we put pence at the end, okay? So we need to make sure that we're still included in our unit of measure. And the way this works is because, say for example, you were to have 120 pence, if we were to convert this into pounds, it would look like this, wouldn't it? It would look like £1.20. So when we are measuring things in pounds and pence like this, rather than just pence alone, we set it up like this. So the two digits after the decimal point, they are the pence. Anything before the decimal point here, that's how many pounds that you have. So after the decimal point, the first two digits, and it only ever goes up to 2 digits, they're pence. Anything before the decimal point, that is pounds. So if we were to have £326.50, we would have 326 before the decimal point, 50 after the decimal point because that's the pence, and then a pound sign there like that. Pounds go before the decimal, the 2 digits after the decimal, they're always pence. And you'd never see something written like this, 326 pound 0.5 like that. It just doesn't work like that, okay? So, let's go and have a look at this then. 523p is the same as what in pounds? So we're converting from pence to pounds. So we know we need to divide by 100. When we're dividing by 100, we would do 523 like that. We put our place value columns in. My ones, my tens, and my hundreds. From dividing by 100, my number is getting smaller, isn't it? And I've got two zeros in my question, so that means I'm going to move the digits 2 places. So I'm going to set up my tenths and my hundredths and make sure my decimal points have got their own column there like that. Okay, 523p, line my decimal up there, going to line my decimal up here. We're going to divide it by 100. The way I do that is I move my digits 2 places. I know I need to move them 2 places because there's 2 zeros in the question. Drop my 5 down, move it once, twice to there. Drop my 2 down, move it once, twice over the decimal, across the decimal, and then my 3, drop it down, move it once and twice. So now my 523 pence has become £5.23. So my answer would be £5.23. Need to make sure I've got my decimal in there, otherwise if I don't have a decimal in there it's going to be £523. And 523 pence is not the same as £523. Right, let's have a look at this one then. So £1.86 we're converted into pence. So we have £1.86, we're converted it from pounds to pence, and we know to get from pounds to pence we need to multiply it out so that our answer, rather than having pounds in and pence in, is all in pence. So if we've got £1.86, we're moving from a bigger unit of measure to a smaller unit of measure. When we do that, we know we need to multiply. So let's set it out in the same way that we've set out over here. We've got £1.86, and we're going to put in our place value columns. We've got our ones, our decimal point, our tenths, and our hundredths. Now those are normally what we would use for our place value columns. When we're thinking of tenths and hundredths, when we're looking at money, we can say actually we've got our pence here because they're the 2 digits after the decimal point. The 2 digits after the decimal point, we say our pence. Anything before the decimal point is our pounds, isn't it? So we've got £1.86. Now what we need to do to get from pounds to pence when we convert is we need to move the digits places to the left so that they are multiplied. We're multiplying the number, okay? So we're going to move it 2 places to the left because we're multiplying it by 100. Because from pounds to pence we multiply by 100, okay? So what we do, we line our decimal point up, and I'm going to put in our place value columns because I know I'm moving 2 more columns to the left, so I'm going to need 2 more columns. I'm going to need my tens, and I'm going to need my hundreds. A 6 I drop down, move it 1 place, 2 places. My 8, drop it down, move it 1 place, 2 places into the tens. And then my 1, I drop it down, move it once, twice into the hundreds. So my £1.86 like this is going to be the same as 186 pence. Okay? For this type of question, again, we're going to use exactly the same method because we've got 67 pence here set out as £0.67, okay? So what we would need to do is we would need to say, right, okay, we're going to multiply this out to turn it into pence. So to start with, what we've got is we've got our 0.67. And we can put our place value columns in over here, can't we? We've got our hundredths and our tenths, but these are just our pence. And then over here, we've got our ones, our pounds that are over the other side of the decimal. Okay? We're multiplying 67 by 100 because we want to be able to make it into pence. Okay? We're going from a larger unit of measure to a smaller unit of measure, so we're multiplying it by 100 to convert them. So our 7, again, we're going to move it 2 places, drop it down, move it 2 places to the left. So we moved it once, twice. Our 6, again, same method, drop it down, move it once, twice. So our £0.67 has become 67 pence. We're going to use that to answer some more complex questions now. Okay, so now we've got some questions that look like this. £3.50 add £1.40, or £2.80 minus 130p. So the method's changed slightly. Let's check in with what the method says. So the first part is exactly the same, converting between pounds and pence and pounds. The second part says convert both numbers into the same unit of measure. That's fine for a question like that here. Here it's in pounds and pence. Here we have one's in pounds and pence and one's just in pence. So what we're going to need to do is convert these so they're both in the same unit of measure. And then finally it says answer using a column method. That's just the easiest way to answer questions like this once we've converted both numbers into the same unit of measure. So £3.50 add £1.40. We're going to start off just by putting this straight into a column method. Now importantly, we've got £3.50 and £1.40. They've both got 2 digits after the decimal point, and they've both only got 1 digit beforehand. So that's an easy one to set up straight away. So we've got £3.50 here, and then we're adding £1.40. When we're doing this, it's so important to line up our decimal points. And what I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to line up my decimal point in my answer as well, so I can see that these decimals all go down the page in a line. I'm going to give them each their own box. It's an addition, so I'm going to add. I'm going to do 0 add 0 is going to give me 0. 5 add 4 is going to give me 9. And 3 add 1 is going to give me 4. So when I add £3.50 and £1.40, my answer is £4.90. But here, I haven't added in my units of measure. So you don't have to do that when you're doing your columns, but I'm going to put it in my answer because it was in pounds and pence, so now my answer needs to be in pounds and pence. So £3.50 add £1.40 is going to give me £4.90 like that. When we look at this question, this is where the second part of the method comes in. Convert both numbers into the same unit of measure. Now, I find working in whole numbers rather than decimals much easier to do. So the first thing that I'm going to do with this question is I'm going to convert £2.80 into whole numbers. Okay, so rather than it being pounds and pence, I'm just going to convert it into pence. Now I know how to do that. Pounds to pence, I need to multiply by 100. So I'm going to write in my £2.80, and then I'm going to multiply it by 100. For multiplying by 100, I need to move the digits twice because there's 2 zeros in the question. I set up my place value columns. So I've got my ones, my decimal point, my tenths and my hundredths, but we know these, when we're working with money, these are just pence. The 2 digits after the decimal are just pence, and every digit before the decimal is a whole number, okay? So that's our ones, our tens, that's pounds, isn't it? So the whole number's now pounds, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by 100. Line my decimal points up, and then multiplying by 100, it's going to get bigger, isn't it? It's 2 zeros in the question, so I'm going to move each digit 2 places. Notice how I'm going to move my 0 on this one as well. Drop my 0 down, move it once, twice. Drop my 8 down, move it once across the decimal, twice. And now I'm going to put my tens in. And actually, I know I'm moving twice, so I'm going to put my hundreds in as well, because I know I'm going to need 2 more place value columns. Finally, I'm going to move my 2. I'm going to drop it down and move it once, twice, to make it 280. So now my £2.80 has become 280 pence. And I'm subtracting 130 pence. Now, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to set it up into a column method, because that's going to be the easiest way to work these out. 280, subtract 130. 0 take away 0 is 0. 8 take away 3 is 5. 2 take away 1 is 1. So my answer to £2.80 minus 130 pence would be 150 pence. It would still be right, however, if I'd have said, I'm going to do £2.80, subtract £1.30 to get an answer of £1.50. Both of those are correct. It just depends which way you would like to convert these so they're both in the same unit of measure. Now another type of question. This one is slightly different because it's a little bit more of a problem-solving question to do with money. So it says, I bought some sweets for 32p, some fruit for 25p, and a drink for £1.20. How much did I spend? So we've got 3 bits of key information here, haven't we? Sweets were 32p. I'm going to underline it actually. Fruit was 25p, and a drink for £1.20. How much did I spend? So, the first thing I need to do, check in with this. I know how to do my pounds to pence, I know how to do my pence to pounds. I need to convert both or all numbers into the same unit of measure, okay? So, it says both here, all numbers also make sense, so we need to convert them all into the same unit of measure. Here we've got pence, pence, and here we've got pounds and pence. So, it doesn't make sense to have 2 in pence and 1 in pounds and pence, so we need to convert the 1 in pounds and pence into just pence. We know how to do that. If it's in pounds and pence, to convert it just to pence, we multiply it by 100. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put my £1.20 in, I'm going to multiply it by 100 to be able to convert it into just pence. Put my place value columns in. I know I'm moving it 2 places because there's 2 zeros in the question, so I'm going to add in 2 more place value columns as well. Now what I'm doing is I'm multiplying it by 100, so I'm moving it 2 places. Drop the 0 down, and then which way am I going to move it, left or right? Well, it's a multiplication, so if it's a multiplication, then I know that the number is getting bigger. The number is getting bigger, I'm going to move to the left, because the place value columns are worth more, they're higher on the left hand side. So I'm going to make my number bigger, multiply it by 100. Drop my 0 down, move it once, twice. Drop my 2 down, move it once, twice. Drop my 1 down, move it once, twice. So now I have 120 pence. So I'm just going to write sweets equals 32p. Fruit equals 25p. Drink equals 120p. How much did I spend? So what is this question asking? Well, what the question is asking is it's asking for a total amount, isn't it? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to add up the prices of all of these. Now what I could do is 1 large column, but when I'm doing 2 separate additions here, I think that's a much easier way to do it. When I'm adding 3 numbers together, I would always do that in 2 separate additions. So I'm going to add these 2 together first. All I'm going to do is I'm going to do 32 add 25. 2 add 5 is going to give me 7, 3 add 2 is going to give me 5. So I know the sweets and the fruit added together is going to give me 57p. And then what I would do is I would add that price to the price of a drink. 120 pence, and I'm going to add on 57p. 0 add 7 is going to give me 7, 2 add 5 is going to give me 7, and 1 add nothing is going to give me 1. So the price of all of them in total would be 177 pence when we've added them all together. Okay, so let's look at the final part of these money type questions, okay? And I find that this is probably the most challenging part of these types of questions because this is a change question. So what we do is we add basically another step to be able to answer these types of questions. So let's start off by reading the question. I buy some sweets for 68p and some fruit for 42p. I pay with a £2 coin. What is my change? So, when we look at the method here, most of it stayed the same. We know we need to be able to convert between pounds and pence and how we do that. We know we need to convert all the numbers into the same unit of measure when we're working with it. We know that answering using a column method is going to help us when we're doing additions or subtractions. But finally, it also says change is the amount paid minus the total price of the items. So, for finding change, that sounds like a complicated way to look at it, but actually, that becomes quite clear when we've had a little look, we've practiced it, and we've seen what that looks like. So we're going to come back to this and check, well, actually, is it all as complicated as it sounds when we're doing that? So, the first thing I need to do, I buy some sweets for 68p and some fruit for 42p. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these two together to find out the total price of what I've bought. So my sweets were 68p and my fruit is 42p. I don't need to do any conversions there. This is in pence, this is in pence. They're both in the same unit of measure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add those straight up. 8 add 2 is going to give me 10. 6 add 4 is going to give me 10. Add the 1 is going to give me 11. So in total, the two items I've bought, I've come to a price of 110 pence. The issue here is now that it says I pay with a £2 coin. A £2 coin written down like that isn't always the easiest way to deal with this. So what I would do straight away is when I see £2 coin, I'm going to write it there like that. Now, a little bit easier to deal with, but we can see we've got a problem. This is in pounds and pence, and this is just in pence. So I know straight away I need to convert all numbers into the same unit of measure. I need to convert my £2 into pence. So again, I'm going to do exactly the same as I have done for the whole video for this, okay? My £2 to convert from pounds to pence, I need to multiply by 100. So I've got my £2 there like that. I can put my place value columns on. I've got my ones, my tenths and my hundredths, but we know that these, when we're looking at money, is just pence. Okay, I'm multiplying it by 100. There's 2 zeros in the question, so I'm going to move it 2 place value places. It's a multiplication as well, so it's getting bigger. So I know I need to add on 2 more place value columns, and we're going to the left, so I'm going to add them to the left. So £2 times, I'm going to multiply it by 100 to convert it into pence. Line my decimal points up is the first thing I do. Drop my 0 down, move it once, twice. Drop my 0 down, move it once, twice. Drop my 2 down, move it once, twice. So £2 is the same as 200 pence. So now it's in the same unit of measure. Both of my items cost 110 pence. I paid with 200 pence. What is my change? So the change is the amount paid minus the total price of the items. So I paid with a £2 coin, which is worth 200 pence. The total price of the items was 110 pence. So now what I would need to do is find the difference. The way I find the difference is through subtraction. 0 subtract 0, 0 take away 0 is going to give me 0. 0 take away 1 I can't do, so I need to exchange. Cross the 2 out, make it a 1. Exchange the 1 to make it a 10. 1 take away 1 is going to give me 9. And then in my hundreds column, 1 take away 1 is going to give me 0. So the total change for this question is going to be 90 pence. I got 90 pence change. So when it says change the amount paid minus the total price of items, I paid with a £2 coin. The total price of the items was 110 pence. So 200 pence minus 110 pence gave us 90 pence, which was our change.
If you found this video useful, then I would massively appreciate you liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If you want to explore more methods or practice using the method we've looked at here, why not check out the teacher videos at arithmetichub.com. Arithmetic Hub has videos just like this on different methods, specifically targeting areas needed in Key Stage 2. There you can practice one particular skill, or generate your own sets of calculations designed to challenge your understanding of all the topics covered in Years 3 to 6.